Hi there, I'm Amaranth. This is another sort of amateur video tutorial to accompany one of my typewritten tutorials on amaranthscastaways.blogspot.com for restringing a Fairyland Minifee. To start out with, these are some of my tools. I find that I sometimes need wire to get through the more narrow parts of the leg, especially with recast bodies like this one. The string channels can be narrow or really difficult to navigate. So I prefer the wire to help me get through that. I have two different sizes of, I think these are hemostats. Basically they're these little like scissor things that have like a locking mechanism. Okay, the first thing you want to do is restring your doll, or unstring your doll. I start by removing the foot first. If you remove the feet, then the wire is kind of like, elastic just kind of like shoots up in there and makes it a lot easier to get the doll apart. Do not try to remove the neck piece. You'll just break things or end up bending things. I've broken a neck piece doing that. Not the best choice. Here's my elastic. And since my girl was really floppy, I shortened it quite a bit. Hopefully this is not too short. Measuring it real quickly on my ruler here, it looks like it's about 11 inches long on the one side, so for a total of 22 inches. I would estimate needing 22 to 24 inches for putting the doll back together. And then you kind of have to guess and check with minifees. There's really no easy way to put them together and then tighten the elastic. You kind of just have to put them together, hope it's tight enough. If not, take them apart, do it again. Okay, so the next thing is this doll does not have a neck ball. I have no idea where that is. I thought I put her together with it last time, and when I took her apart this time it was gone. So I think fairies ran away with my neck balls. I'm missing two of these now. So the other thing is that makes Minifee different from other dolls is this little mechanism. This little part is the key. It'll sit in the neck like this, and then the little ball, which you don't see, but there will be a ball right there. It goes like that, so you can turn the head. There are little arrows printed on this mechanism. You want to make sure they're lined up and facing the right direction. Okay, so the first thing to do is you want to kind of make like a little rabbit ear, a little pair of rabbit ears with your elastic. You want them, as even as possible. I like to put the knot fairly close to the top so that it stays kind of up in the torso. I don't like it to go down because then the more I fiddle with the doll, the more it starts to affect the posing. Now on other minifees, you're going to put this through the little ball that looks like a bead. On this doll, since I don't have that, I'm just going to skip that part and put it straight through like this. Then I'm going to take this part, and I want to make sure that the arrows are facing the same direction. Kind of clip it like that. This elastic is a little on the thick side. Okay, so we have that like that. Oh, my little piece of elastic popped off here. Lovely. This elastic may be too thick for this hook. On a recast, sometimes the hooks are not as good a quality. Let me see if I can force this in here a little bit stronger. Okay, that's a little bit better. Alright, so I have her like this. Now the next part is you want to keep it real tight, and we're going to feed it through the first part, which is the torso. I take a piece of cord. I've melted the edges on it to keep it from fraying. Just makes it a little bit easier when getting it through, so it'll look like that. And we're going to feed it through the doll's torso. Me being impatient, I reach in with my hemostat, or calipers, I don't know what these are, and I pull. And pull it nice and tight. And you want to pull it so that they're even. You don't want one side to be longer than the other, or you'll twist funny. Take that out. Voila, we have 2. Okay. Next, we're going to take the little tummy piece. This part goes at the top, that part at the bottom. You don't have to use cording or anything through here unless it just makes it a little bit easier on you. And this doll might be a little bit too tight, so I'm thinking this elastic might be too short. Okay, so we've got it like this. Now here's where it starts to get tricky. I put one piece of string through this side, and I put a second piece of string through that side so that I have 2 strings. And the reason is in case I'm stupid and accidentally pull one side through and lose control or lose it up inside the body. Next, we're going to take the pelvis. Now on a recast, you can see how messy the inside of her pelvis is. And you'll also see these little, point them out to you here, these little like round bits. Those were not on my legits. I don't really know what they are. These string channels are horrible. Like they're pretty bad. I didn't notice that before I put her back together. Usually I go through and I clean out the resin bits and I even this up. Like this little part's probably going to affect her posing. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Alright, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my string and I'm going to put it through this side, so it sticks out like that, and I'm going to pull. And I'm not going to pull it super tight yet because I need to get this side through. So do the same thing. I'm going to pull it through. You're going to hear like a lot of clattering and stuff. I promise you she's fine. And I'm going to pull really tight. Okay. See, we have them like that. Okay. Now, before I miss this little pile up here, I had them sorted into right leg and left leg. If at any point you get them mixed up, you'll see, I don't know if you can see it on the film, but there's these little letters right there. And then you'll see, like, right there, the R for right, L for left. The next piece you're going to put on is the hip cup. Ooh, oopsie. It looks like this, and it has a little R on there, so you know it's our right side. So this is the doll's right. We're going to take our string, and you want to do one full leg at a time so that you don't lose all the little tiny parts. So it goes like that, and we pull it through. It's going to sit like this. Next up is this piece. It has this little hook part. Doesn't really matter where that goes because it's going to rotate as you move the doll anyway. I like to start it on the inside so that it fits with the leg like that. So take that. Once again, take our cord. And some people use wire the whole way, but wire digs into my skin and I'm a wuss, so I don't like to use wire unless I'm trying to get it through like a really fiddly area. The next part is the upper part of the leg, so I guess this is the thigh. Come on, get in there. There it is. I'm going to, okay. Alright, next up is this little fiddly piece. This is a knee. This is our right knee. You want to put it so that this side goes down, this side goes up. So it's going to look like that. And pull it through. And that is what the knee looks like. Okay, next we're going to do our shin. And the shin is usually the trickier part, and I kind of tend to swear while I'm doing these parts because they're really annoying. So I'm going to feed it through the top. Pull, 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 pull. Oh, I must have cleaned out her tail. Like that. This is a classic instance of I grabbed the wrong piece. As you can see, it's curving outward, so that's not the thigh that we wanted. Take that off. We want this one. And so with cutie legs, it's fairly easy to tell. I've never held a model leg girl in person, so I don't know how those legs are. And I mean, this is a fairly straightforward process. Once you do it once or twice, it stops being scary and just starts being frustrating. And you haven't seen hell until you've had to restring a Del Chateau Alberta. Okay, next up is these ankle balls. These little things are the ankles. I don't think they do have little letters inside. But if I've ever mixed them up, I've never noticed that it's affected the quality of her posing. Okay, and it doesn't really matter what angle that they go in because they turn as you're posing and you can just fiddle with it. Alright, next up, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. We're going to pull. And it really helps to have somebody who can assist you, especially with the second part. So this is the little resin hook. And on the first leg, it's always easy. It's going to hook like that and slide in. And then I just pull my knot through. And we have one fully strung leg. And it's really floppy. Okay, see, and now the reason I had to do this is because look at how far up inside the body that shot. It went up pretty far. But it looks like it might stretch far enough. So hopefully that'll give her some good posing quality here. So I'm actually going to switch from this ribbon, because I hate it, to my cord. You can also use like something like that when you're stringing the one leg, just so that if it gets pulled up in there, it can't go. And then you have to take her apart and start over. So we do clumsy. We do our hip cup thingy like that. See, so that's in there. And then we're going to do this part. And then we're going to do the thigh. It must have been on my other recast body that the channels were really bad, because on this one they're really good. Okay, see like that? Starting to get a little tight. There's going to be a part of this where I'm going to have to put her between my legs because I don't have help to get that extra foot on, so if you hear some struggling and I disappear off camera for a minute, that is why. Okay, so knee. Okay, and now we have that. Feed it through like usual. Okay, voila. Oh yeah, she's gonna be really tight. Things you can only say in the doll hobby. Okay, so this is where I have to disappear off camera for a minute. Oh, got it. Okay. And now we can readjust. Like I said, that's because I had to kind of hold her between my amazing thunder thighs to put her back together. And my girl, by the way, is strung with her heeled feet. So, that's that. Okay, and then we have our much more tightly strung. So this is about 22 total inches of elastic folded in half for 2 pieces. I don't know if you can easily tell, but she is standing on her heeled